Buongiorno tutti, because today is Italian stream. It's an Italian feud between not Random Joe and SC Steel. We have moved on to Erentelong versus EasyGallina. EasyGallina we've known from the Archon tournament, and Erentelong from, of course, the Final Refrain Alliance. So it's our challenger match, and that means that players that got eliminated early in the round have a chance to redeem themselves by facing a community member and surviving a challenger match, and the winner will be able to walk away with a Amber Skies sealed deck. So EasyGallina from Italy, accomplished Archon player, has dabbled in Alliance himself as well, Store Championship to his name, versus Erentelong, someone with potentially the best Kota collection in the world. And we see that they are matching up with a obviously a Kota deck versus a Winds of Exchange. We haven't seen lateral shifts in the tournament before, even though they're amazing cards. So it's a lateral shift, Scholar, Corner the Market, Plunder, heavy on disruption, and at the same time on efficiency on their own side, versus a Battle Fleet, Key Abduction, which actually leans more into the lockout kind of strategy, what we've seen in the tournament. So yeah, quickly going over the deck list. The Corner of the Market is a notable card obviously here. Lateral shift 2 times. I'm curious to see where what that's going to do. And Erentelong, we've seen his deck before as well. So yeah, excited to see it. Let's move over to TCO, where I was just done spectating the game between SC Steel and Random Joe. I think the players are ready. I am going to join the game and give them the go-ahead. Watch. That's not the correct password. That's interesting. Let me try that again. It's lowercase. Gives me a caps lock, but it was in lowercase, so maybe that's why Erentelong has trouble joining as well. Yeah. Let's wait for Erente to pop up. There he is, and we're off to the races. Let's see if they're lined up correctly. Yeah, Erentelong is at the top, EasyGallina at the bottom. Hi, nice to be here again. Just wishing the players good luck, and I know my mic is quite loud when I don't mute it and type on the keyboard. So yeah, the community seems to think that in the predictions we have, let me pull that up, and those predictions don't count. It's 22 votes for EasyGallina versus 9 versus Erentelong. I have a short line to EasyGallina. He seems to think that he's not favored, but who knows? Okay, so there's some Italian. Bella. Yeah, sure. Ciao caro, no idea what that means. Anyway, let's see what will be going on. I unfortunately do not have my live stats screen. It does not seem to be working. Let me just double check that. No, it's just a white screen. That's unfortunate. So EasyGallina is not the starting player. Erentelong is. And they both are thinking about if they want to mulligan or not. They spent all of 30 seconds on the challenge predictions. I'm churning through my MM collection, right? Yeah. Erentelong starts with a library of the damned. So that helps with setting up his big battle fleet or library access turns. So I think a good card to start with. Lateral shift is played. Unfortunately, we don't see what EasyGallina sees. And he sees the hand of Erentelong and gets to pick a card. So even, let's say, getting the library access would be huge. Control the weak is also annoying because you have perfect knowledge, and then corrode, getting rid of the library of the damned. A pretty good start for EasyGallina. Nothing to be done there for Erentelong. Goes back into Saurian, puts down a legionary train or a scholar. The scholar allows him to draw cards when he reaps. The longest sword can be exalted to create another scholar, also allowing to draw more cards. This is going really fast. Plays epic poem, exalts a friendly creature and gains 1 for each amber on that creature. So EasyGallina slowed down Erentelong and has knowledge of his hand. Needs to get rid of the legionary trainer for sure. So orbital bombardment can do that. Reveals Tunk and Psychic Network. But by doing so, you're decreasing the efficiency of your battle fleet turns. So it's a necessary evil, but it's not something you really want to do. You might as well just play out your Mars cards now as well to draw into what you need. Already 1 key for EasyGallina. Flying start. And probably has some Equidon cards, I would imagine. Because first went into Unfathomable, then into the Saurian, drew a lot of cards that he couldn't play right then and there. I'm thinking it might be an Equidon hand. There we go, it chooses Equidon. Plays Auction Off. Gives himself an extra amber, but purges the M4, huh? So decides to race. Talent Scout is also huge. Gets knowledge of the hand. Plays a Time Traveler. Oh boy. Draws 2 cards. Zaohara doesn't get to check, but taking the Time Traveler away from Erentelong is brutal. Still has to go into Logos. Has help from Future Self for the second Time Traveler. So I could put that down. Finds Doc Bookton. Scrambler Storm, so no actions for EasyGallina. Probably hoping to go into Saurian again. Cannot see the deck list, unfortunately. But with... okay, so it has to go into Unfathomable. Reaps with Kamalani, go to check. Plays another Kamalani. Discards the Adult Swim. You don't want to put those creatures on top, for sure. And a Toxicated Venom with Capture Pip. And Kelp Miner. Wow. Pretty good hand. Even without actions. Sorry. Check for second key. While Erentelong is still struggling to find his key pieces. Yeah, even Control the Weak is looking not great now. That's a really awkward position, because if you drew into your library access, you just spend a lot of logos. It's unlikely that there's a very good battle fleet setup, because the Mars cards you had to play. And then in this, your best cards are, I think it's the Control the Weak Terrestrian Guntas, but all houses are a bit scary to force your opponent into now. Maybe the color can do something? No. Yeah. Yeah, I can understand why he's thinking so long. Meanwhile, let's see how much amber control there is in. There's only 4.2 amber control, and it's in the Lash, Interdimensional Craft, and Psychic Network. We've seen the Psychic Network played. It has been shuffled back into the deck. The Interdimensional Craft doesn't really stop the key, and the Lash isn't there. So whatever you do, the key will go to EasyGallina. And it's very likely that next turn, EasyGallina might be able to go to check again. You still have one more turn. Except for if the corner of the market comes down. Try chat. Chooses logos. Does have library access. Okay, so must have the help from future self. Okay, now we've still got a game maybe. Draws a lot of cards of the library access and the time traveler, obviously. Has the other help from future self. Ooh. Yeah. This is setting Erentelong up for next turn. Battlefleet. Key abduction. Loop. Depending on how much he drew. This is a big shift in momentum. And the phase shift from the library access, what will he play? Is this the moment to play a battle fleet and keep putting down? So first draws from Doc Bookton, obviously. So does play a battle fleet, draws first, and then reveals how many Mars cards are there. Only 4. Psychic Network, Grommet, Phosphorus Source, Comet, Pheromones. So either drew into the other battle fleets or some logos cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Scrambler Storm is huge. Because lateral shift cannot be played then. Because if the key abduction was in hand, the lateral shift could have still gotten it out of hand. So Erentelong in a pretty good position, I would say now. There's 3 battle fleets in total. So depending on whether he drew from those 4 cards another battle fleet, it's likely, but it's also possible that they're both not there. Another help from future self to keep drawing. So did need that extra draw. But does shuffle. Now that's interesting. I think the logos might be running out now. Apparently did need to draw and needed the risk of shuffling his discard back into his draw. So probably didn't have another battle fleet. or didn't have enough Mars cards. Ooh, I wish I could see the hands that these players have. If you didn't draw a battle fleet, it's going to be hard to get another from here. Yeah, it is. So, but there's still a Logos card that he could play. Otherwise, the turn would be over, right? It can still use the Talent Scout to reap. Maybe he's deciding, do I throw the Talent Scout into the Scholar or in something else? Notably, the Scrambler Storm prevents the lateral shift and the corner of the market. So that's huge. Okay, so was thinking about what to do with the Talent Scout and did run it into the Scholar. Okay, 16 cards in hand. 12 Amber. No actions for EasyGallina. And let me look at the creatures that he has that can potentially do something here. Actually, not much. The M4 is also gone. Okay, Praedomarius. And Kilo formation has to be discarded. Longosaur Lecter does make another token, so is going all in. Now, do you have it? Do you have it? Because I feel a corner of the market or a lateral shift coming up. You've got a 16 card hand though. So if you can control the weak into or Western Guntus into maybe Equidon, control the weak. Yeah, but calling this does not seem like the way you want it to go. You can still win with it, but there's a lot of Ember potential in Saurian, I would say. So it's tempting to say Saurian because you saw some cards being discarded. But in Saurian there's still 2 more trainers, which he probably would have played if he had them last turn. So unlikely that is there. Can you kill some stuff while you're at it and make the other 6 Ember that you need? We have Control the Weak, we have Arise, with the Screaming Cave, Western Guntus, and a Color of Subordination in the deck for Erentelong. And Fear. So there's another 3 Ember. Ooh, okay. Okay. That's good. The lateral shift was played from Unfathomable, so maybe you go Unfathomable here with Control the Weak. Because Unfathomable has Maelstrom and it has Plunder. Yeah, I think Unfathomable is the right choice here. Still 1, 2, 3 Amber on board. Might want to hold 1 Control the Weak back for next turn. Would probably place the Screaming Cave and the Lash and everything down if he had it. And there must be... No. Okay, interesting. So, only played 2 cards? And anything else is still this or Mars? I really want to see the hand. I am confused. Maybe has the Key Abduction in hand. Maybe has the Key Abduction in hand and just holds to the amount of cards. That must be it. Okay, I see. So the Key Abduction must be there. and then only needs, yeah, I think that must be it then. Oh, the plunder. There might be another plunder. Forge for 6 and then forge for 1. Because the tank will go back to hand, right? Reap with the talent scout, key abduction. Yeah. Yeah. Reap, reap. Hooray. Only has to pay 1 ember. There you go. Game 1 to Erente. Moi. That was a turn of events. Let me save that. Erente easy game 1. I was fast enough, don't worry. I got it. I got kicked out though. Okay, back in. That's fine, I got it. Yeah, I'm using a tool as well that just saves it automatically, so. They were worried there. I got it, I got it. So, the world Tokiwo Tamare has 1 win to its name. A comeback game. Even though maybe for combo decks it's always looks like that because you're on the back foot until you get your combo. EasyGallina chooses to go first. Yeah, so the good to see that the players sometimes worried about the logs, but not everyone uses the auto saving client. So EasyGallina choose to go first. I don't know his deck well enough to know why, but I would imagine that he's looking for certain key cards, like lateral shifts, corner the market, and going first gives him a better visual. And again, Erentelong did have to mulligan. Plays Resting Guntus, locks out Aquidon, probably because there's a creature on board. I would say Saurian would be worse. There you go, so now the Legionary Trainer comes down. Reaps, draws a card. Praetor Marius, okay, that didn't find more yet. Symposium is a great card because it allows the Praetor Marius also to do stuff. It's not needed now. So has 6 cards in hand, none of them presumably Saurian cards. Probably Unfathomable or Aquidon, I don't know. Phase Shift Battlefleet reveals Tunk and Tunk. And that was it. Interesting. Interesting, so must have some discards then in hand, maybe. Yeah, so there's at least 4 discards there. Probably, maybe a Logos card. Goes into Unfathomable. Plunder. Wow. Chooses logos on the plunder, so reveal a random unrevealed card from their hand. Come on, stay here, plunder. I'll just go from the discard. Then you may either repeat this effect or discard the last revealed card. So you can choose, right? Erentelong goes with a board of Mars to kind of put a counterbalance to this board. Goes into a scholar reaping spree, finding cards, capturing with the Praetor Marius. If you find the epic poem with the Praetor Marius, that's a really nice combo. So even though there's 1 help from future self in the discard, all these can just come back easily because there's another time traveler and another help from future self. So let's see what happens here. Both tongues will fight into the trainers, but this card also maybe needs to go. Uses Fogify to stop from fighting and interdimensional graft, and a phase shift. The second one to play Fear, great. Returns the Praetor because that was a scary card with the Epic Poem. I think there's quite some Aquidon cards in here. Yeah, there we go. Aquidon can steal 2 at least. Turns it into a token while he's at it. Talent Scout to reveal the hand, play some cards. Plays a Dust Imp, so goes for the Amber Rush route, as well he should, because there's not a lot of Amber control. Generous offer on the Dust Imp, stopping the key and getting to check. That's pretty great. If he can dive deeper into his deck and find the Corner of the Market or one of the lateral shifts, then it's looking pretty good for EasyGallina. Plays Out Negotiate and can put something on the bottom. Fogify, yeah, fighting is not something you really want to do, so that's fine, and you steal. I would say Erentelong has one more turn after this one to find his combo, because controlling the weak into any of the houses probably still able to get to check. So this, the Library of the Damned. And then what? Is the Restaurant Guntus? No, it's in a discard. So probably thinking about what to control the weak. Unfathomable looks like the most reasonable if you look at the board. But there is just an Aquidon turn. So maybe it's gotta be Aquidon. It can make 2 Amber, hopefully, and survive. That's challenging. That is challenging. I wouldn't know what to pick. Unfathomable looks like what you want to do, but probably handcrafted into Unfathomable. So I think there might be at least 3 cards to be played there. Good to take that off, because at least 1 Amber gone. And yeah. So needs to find 3 Amber, pretty much, right? Lateral shift, see, that's the scary part, because I was looking at this list and you see, yeah, the Unfathomable still has some scary cards there that can really, really mess things up. Is there more way to get Amber? No. No, there's another Plunder. So if you can find Amber Pip from Lateral Shift on the card of Erentelong, and Plunder still means only 2 Amber gain. Corrode does have an Amber Pip. Toxic Venom has an Amber Pip. Plays the Key Abduction, that really hurts. Adult Swim, so there's the Plunder. I think this might be what EasyGallina needed. And discards a Battle Fleet as well. Oh, he knew the hand, so can choose pretty much what to discard. Yeah, I think what I said, the Lash, the Interdimensional Graft, and what was there for the other Amber Pip. Battle Fleet with 4 cards in hand, that must feel bad. You have to go for it though. Can only find 1 more. Did find the other one, but yeah, it's not enough. So we have a game 3 on our hands. Or I'm missing something, but I don't think I am. Psychic Network could have been if there was any Mars creature was ready. So yeah, EasyGallina taking game number 2. Let me paste the logs And then we're off to game number 3. Pretty cool. Let me update the scores. And again, the winner, the stakes are super high because the winner is going to walk away with a Amber Sky sealed deck, right? So you want to win that. And of course the honor of either the challenger beating someone in a tournament and feeling like maybe next time can do very well there, or the competitor feeling justified in at least winning this game. So Erentelong chooses to go first this time. Wants to find more of his deck. I think both players prefer to go first, it seems like. Goes into logos and draws 2 cards with the Time Traveler. I think that's a great start, unless there's a lateral shift already in hand. No, there is not, because there's no... Oh, there is a lateral shift in Saurian. Okay. That's such an annoying card. It's such a great card, though. There should be more. There's not a lot of pods that work well, so EasyGallina found them. Control the Weak and has perfect knowledge. So lateral shift Control the Weak really hurts, because he knows what the least amount of damage is in the house that he controls the weak. There's just a Dust Imp. Got rid of the Time Traveler and an Amber for himself. Yeah, makes sense. So with Plunder, he also knows what other cards are there, right? So I think only didn't even draw a card probably. So knows what to find. So Lateral Shift or Talent Scout Plunder is a pretty nice combination. So again, slowed Erentelong down quite a bit, and Erentelong just uses Scrambler Storm and draws up. Interesting. May have drawn into the... I don't know. May have drawn in Battle Fleets then, maybe. There you go. Wow. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A full hand of Mars. Did he find more? That is something. That is quite something. Wondering if we should have said these challengers get auto-included the next season of Final Refrain if they win. Would have had to keep it up, like, for maybe. Mini play-in tournament with a challenger match winner. Yeah, those are things I'm still considering for, like, the finals week. But then maybe only the challengers that win. I don't know, we can still discuss it, but let's see what happens here. I guess there's no extra Battle Fleet drawn, because that's an easy play it again, right? So just keeps the 10 card hand. EasyGallina still alive. Lateral shift, oh no. Key abduction. Control the weak. So the second lateral shift played here. Library access, oh boy. Has no cards to follow it up with though. But getting rid of the library access is pretty big, because that would have been probably disaster if the library access went off. Because Help for Future Self, 1 draw, Time Traveler, 2nd draw, plus the 2 draws, would have been 4 cards drawn, and then for sure the other battle fleets would have been found. So well read from EasyGallina that he needed to tackle that one. Now Erentelong Scramble the Storm to prevent from playing any actions again. Still 10 cards in hand, and you just keep playing out your logos probably. So good chance that there's a mix of Mars and this in there. no actions to be played. So not a lot of amber to be gained here from EasyGallina. And control the weak into Aquadon sounds pretty good. Even though you don't know if there's a... Okay, Battle Fleet again. How many cards this time? 5? 6? 5. Orbital Bombardment, Key Abduction, Comet Pheromones, Tunk. So didn't draw anything new, but did draw another Battle Fleet, I guess. Because that wasn't there before. Finding the second one? Again, probably not. Oh. Erentelong is a bit unlucky there, but from 20 cards and drawing 5, so you draw 25% of it. Okay, does find the key abduction enough to forge the key, and then probably has a big this turn, next turn, to try and close out the game where he knows there's no amber control. It's probably gotta be unfathomable then where he wants to go to. Yeah, I said that the strongest elements of WoW are anomalies. So plays of Orbital Bombardment. I think you kind of don't want to kill those. Maybe you Orbital Bombardment your Dust Imp to get to check if you can. Can you do that? Yeah, you can. So you get to 4. You can do 8 damage somewhere. Probably 2. And then maybe 6. You get to 5 amber. Can you find one more amber in Mars? The combat pheromones, right? There's still... There is a way to get the check here. Does not go for that route. Okay. Yeah, okay, so even if we went to check, then I think Aquadon would still be the house that EasyGallina has to go to, probably. Yeah, Phosphorus Stars, yeah, and Tunk. Do you save the Psychic Network? Like it's now an 8 or 7 or 8 hand this hand for next turn. Yeah, the chains are not gonna matter here. So EasyGallina doesn't have to worry right now about taking off check, but he has to worry about next turn getting Control the Weak for pretty much guaranteed. So is there a way to... Closed door doesn't do anything right now because you're at the same amount of amber. Is there a closed door? Doesn't even closed door. Maybe you could corner the market, go up to a lot of amber and hope for the best, maybe? Trying to figure out a way out of this this problem. Goes into logos. Interesting. I would have thought there was definitely some this in there. Interdimensional graft. Okay. So 1 amber. Lab work. EasyGallina has a chance here. Definitely has a chance. Removes the stuns, and that's it. Okay, plays another creature. Foggy fight to stop from fighting. So there was only 4. Oh, only 3. Okay, so now there comes a control the week into probably Equidon. Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, Equidon seems like the right target here. Even though the corner of the market could hurt. Oh, Unfathomable. Okay. Also not a weird choice because there's not a lot of amber control in there. But maybe gives an opportunity to cycle the hand. You just saw EasyGallina take an Equidon turn, right? Do you have another control of the week? Yeah, then maybe next turn is then this control the week again into Unfathomable, and then the cycling doesn't matter that much because Unfathomable was a less scary house. It concedes. Oh, there we go. So, Erentelong, congratulations on winning a challenger match. And your Amber Skies deck will be coming towards you somehow. We'll figure out how. So, yeah, very close game. Yeah, control the week in the archive. Yeah, I think EasyGallina knew where this was going. So control the week into Unfathomable, follow up the turn with another control the week. Probably no way out. So yeah, the predictions were wrong. The community was wrong again. The player was right. And we were all the winners because we got to see a very good game. So thank you for watching. Thank you for playing. I will put the logs in the drive, Snoopy. And before we go, I think all the games have been scheduled. And let me just see the events coming up. So in almost a day from now, Damat versus Keyforge will be played. And then the day after, or a couple hours after that one, it will be Joni X versus Strawman. And in 2 days from now, it will be Harmed versus Fakey. So the Keyforge, Damat, and Harmed Fakey are the last 2 games in the main tournament, and there's still 2 more games in the challenger matches. So again, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.